Welcome back to Grizz Vision. My name is Neil Rule here with Coach Kampe after a 97-85 win in the Metro Series at Callahan. We're up here in the rafters, Camp, as a matter of fact, hanging out right where we should be. Big win, solid win.
Yeah, after Wednesday, everybody thought the sky was falling in, and we didn't have a couple of really good practices. But like I told them, I said they're very fortunate that after that debacle, they've got this game, because this game means so much to us and to the former players who have built this tradition and have built this long win streak in this. I played in this place, in the 70s. I was in my 20s in the 70s, and now I'm 70 in my 20s. I'm in my 70s in the 20s, right? Holy shit. But this building's been around a long time. It's always been one of my favorite. I've been in here when it was packed. And this is a tremendous venue for college basketball. And they had probably their best crowd of the year today, even despite the weather. And they played really well, They played really well. But we've won 10, 11 years in a row in here now. I think it's 11 or 12 straight games. And, Marquette had won 8 in a row. We beat that 3 or 4 years ago, and we were able to keep it going. And it means so much to my players. I will get 50 texts tonight from guys that built that win streak.
Led by Kay Felder, probably.
Yep, led by Kay Felder and Mike Helms and all the people that came from this great city and helped build this tradition that we have, and we kept the string alive for another 365 days. And we don't celebrate regular season games. We beat Xavier 2 years ago in the regular season, and I wouldn't let them. It's just another day. We're building for March, right? We celebrate in March. But I let them celebrate after this game, and that locker room was a lot of fun today.
Camp, Zaire Wells, Brody Robinson, Baru at times as well.
Baru had a great second half.
Yes.
He had 2 points, I think, and 1 rebound at halftime. He finished with 16 and 8. We had a little conversation how much we needed him. But we don't win this game today without Zaire. He has not been that great in physical games. He's been a great player in finesse games. And tonight was a war, and he proved to me I can play in physical games. And he took over 11 for 13, and we ran play after play to him. Once we saw the matchups and once we thought what we could do, we got him the ball, and all that was my part of it. But his part of it was, getting to the rim and scoring and taking hits and scoring from different angles. And he was all league level player today. He was really good. And then we've come to expect that from Brody. And Brody came off his worst game that he's had Wednesday night, but we all did, right? But he really had a tough night Wednesday, and he tried to do too much. And tonight he was Superman or Batman or whatever you want to call him. He was it tonight. Made all his free throws, made 2 big threes in the second half, and we opened up the lead. The only turnover he had was when he pushed off late in the game when they were pressing us. 11 assists. 1 turnover on a push-off, and just control. We had 4 turnovers, 5 turnovers?
5 turnovers total, yeah.
5 turnovers against them in their building. You're going to win a lot of games when you do that, despite the fact of how well they played and how well they shot the ball. And they was special. Spratt or whatever his name was had a good game. And Lee Jeter probably played his best game I've seen him play. And I've seen him play a lot of games through his high school career and that. We recruited him. We didn't get him. And he was special tonight for Detroit.
Lastly, Camp, the rivalry, and I know in the post-game radio interview you said, I'm not going to say it's like all the way back, but there was some juice, there was some buzz, there was a good crowd, there was some social media smack talk going on and everything like that. And Camp, look, I know you don't concern yourself with that because you concern yourself with what's going on the floor, but I know deep down you like that. That's what you want this to be.
That's what this is supposed to be, a rivalry. A dislike and get after each other, and they did tonight. And Mark's done a tremendous job. I told him before the game, he's got this thing back, and they keep getting better. And they played, like I said, that was a really good college basketball game. That was not a middle of January, like Wednesday night, or every team stumbles and just fights through the dog days of a season when you play 30 games. Tonight was a March type game. It was hopping, it was heated, and there were 2 teams that really wanted to win tonight. We were fortunate enough to come out on top.
All right, Camp. Short drive home, and
Yeah, I got a mile. 2 miles.
Purdue Fort Wayne coming up on Wednesday. No Greg Kampe show Tuesday night, by the way.
Yeah.
For everyone, we'll be traveling to Purdue Fort Wayne.
And there's a good chance there'll be no Isaac Garrett too. So it's really around whenever anything good happens, there's always something bad waiting around the corner, and we're gonna have to figure it out. You know, Fort Wayne will have I think they'll be 7-3 because their game got canceled tomorrow, so they'll be 7-3. We'll be 8-3. A battle. You know,
every game, there's like such huge stakes. Yeah.
You're going to be battling for first, right states up in Wisconsin. They're a half game ahead of us and full game ahead of Fort Wayne. So
here we go.
Thursday night, man. February's right around the corner. You win championships in February, so we got a tough week next week. Fort Wayne and then Northern Kentucky coming in.
Thanks for the time, Cam.